Good morning, everyone. Respected Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, and teachers. Today, I and my group members from class 11 are going to show our project on the theme toy technology. We have made a self-working electrical compass which can make its own circles. It is helpful in geometrical purpose and it also consumes less time. Now I make a circle with the help of compass. So, you saw that this circle did not make well with compass.
So now we will show our project, the self-working electrical compass. This is how our project works, which can make its own circles, which is very helpful in geometry. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Vaishadav. I am the student of class 8A. Today, I am going to explain you my project which I made on behalf of promotion of toys as tool of education. So, in this project, basically my project is based upon the scientific reason which will explain to you that why can we only see the white color of the sunlight? Why can't we see the 7 colors of the sunlight in the sunlight? So to explain my project, I have made one 7-color disc which is divided into 7 parts and each part contains the colors of the web gear, and each section of the circle is of 52 degree. And now I will close the circuit and then I will show that what happens when these 7 colors used to rotate. So here you can see when these 7 colors used to rotate, they will make one whitish color. So through this experiment we can show that when the 7 colors used to rotate, they will make one single light. This is why we can only see the white and yellow color of the sun. So this is what my project is about. Thank you.
सुप्रभात आदरणीय प्रधानाचार्य, शिक्षकगण और मेरे प्यारे साथियों, मैं अपेक्षा परिहार कक्षा छठी की छात्रा आज आपके समक्ष हिंदी व्याकरण के विशेषण से संबंधित एक परियोजना प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ। जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि विशेषण के 4 प्रकार होते हैं, मैंने उन चारों प्रकार को अलग अलग रंग से यहाँ प्रदर्शित किया है। जब हम ऊपर वाले चक्र को नीचे वाले चक्र से मिला देते हैं तब हमें उनके उदाहरण मिल जाते हैं। जैसे गुणवाचक विशेषण के उदाहरण हैं नटखट, साफ, मीठे और रसीले। ऐसे ही मैंने संख्यावाचक विशेषण, परिमाणवाचक विशेषण और संकेतवाचक विशेषण को भी प्रदर्शित किया है। इससे हम आसानी से विशेषण को समझ सकते हैं। धन्यवाद।
Prince Dwivedi from Kendriya Vidyalaya, 4th Filium, Kolkata, with a toy project explaining Pythagoras theorem and trigonometric functions. Let I give you the idea how it works. When I rotate it, the base length is decreasing, and when I rotate it, the height or the opposite side to the theta angle is increasing. When I rotate it, the base length is increasing and the angle between these two sides, the hypotenuse and the base, is clearly you are able to understand that these both are decreasing. This angle is decreasing. Let me give you a clear understanding of Pythagoras theorem with the help of an example. Let me take the base as 12 centimeter or 12 unit. Now, as you are clearly able to understand that base is 12, and now I will make the height to be 5 unit. Height to be 5 unit. As you are able to understand that when base is 12 and the height is 5, you are clearly able to understand that with the help of Pythagoras theorem, 13 is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse square is equal to opposite side square plus base or the adjacent side square. Now let me give, as you are most of the student are not able to understand the trigonometric functions, they memorize it. So to have a better understanding of trigonometric functions, I have created this unit circle with a radius as 1 centimeter or 1 unit. As you are clearly able to understand that opposite side is nothing but sine theta and adjacent side is cos theta. Similarly, from this point to the point where tangent cuts the x-axis, when I extend it to the tangent cuts the x-axis, we can clearly say that this length is nothing but tan theta or tangent. And similarly, from this point to the point where tangent cuts the y-axis is nothing but cot theta. Similarly, cosec theta and sec theta. The graph of sine theta and cosec theta can also be represented in this way. You are clearly able to understand that sine theta and cos theta have inverse relation. Whenever sine theta is minimum, the cosec theta is maximum, and whenever sine theta which is maximum, we can clearly understand that cosec theta is minimum. So this proves the clear inverse relation between sine and cosec. At the end, stay home, stay safe, as we all are struggling against COVID-19. Thank you.
Our group has 5 members and we had made a model of heart which will try to help children learn the double circulation process which takes place in our heart. The blood in our heart needs to get purified every time, because whenever it reaches back after taking a round of the body, cell to cell, supplying oxygen and nutrients, it collects a lot of impurities we need to clean. So first it enters to heart from the vena cava to the right atrium to the right ventricle. Then it takes the path of the pulmonary artery to reach the lungs for purification. Then it comes back from the pulmonary vein to the left atrium, then goes to the left ventricle. Then it makes a pressure, and from aorta it reaches to each and every cell, and this process takes place for twice. That's why we call it double circulation process. So we can see that the blood is coming inside from these 2 pipes and it's going back from these 2 pipes. We have used some normal materials like sponge ball and 2 IV sets, some tape and some electric tape and Fevikwik for this, and some balloons, small and some large size. As we can see that it is making a pressure, we have to make a pressure here so that blood can come through this and go back from these 2 pipes. Thank you so much.
Teachers and our fellow mates. Today on this application with Team FAB, that is Fight Against Pollution, have came up with an idea of amphibian water boomer.
As we all know, pollution is increasing rapidly in our nation as well as in the whole world. So we have to find a solution regarding this topic.
Do you know, Subhra, that India is a developing country?
Yeah, of course, India is a developing country, but the main thing for a developing country, innovation is the best.
That pollution is a remarkable issue as it affects the most important needs of our life harshly.
So in our case, we are discussing about a better and profitable way to clarify the issue of unclean and contaminated river systems in our country. This contamination leads to various waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera and many others. Today, the whole world is fighting against the COVID-19 virus because of this bad habit of increasing pollution.
The uncontrolled disposal of micro waste such that plastic and other non-biodegradable stuff which is leading our ecosystem and its biodiversity to a harsh future.
But we as Team FAB Fight Against Pollution sorted a better and effective way to clarify the issue of unclean, named as water bloom.
As we all know that every problem has its own and unique solution. So here, we, Team FAB, that is Fight Against Pollution, have come up an idea with technical solution of the problem and coined it as amphibian water boomer. So the mechanism will be, we are going to build a bank-to-bank linkage over a river, which would be a rotating hexagonal infrastructure working in a 3 different phases. So coming to the mechanism, so we are going to build a bank-to-bank linkage of a river, which would be a rotating hexagonal infrastructure. These hexagonal infrastructure would be actually connected to 2 axial motors situated in both sides of water. These lower section of elevated units have an important role in completing the 2 phases of the whole system.
The first phase, half part of the hexagonal infrastructure, includes the macro waste collection system which plays the more important role in the whole system. This part will be underused for at least 2 to 3 hours a day, and the collective contribution of many systems like this at equal intervals along the river would ensure efficient cleaning, as the cleaning phase will be activated alternatively. In all these systems, while in use inside the water, the cleaning path activates as the fan system triggers out, which would ensure to hold most of the micro waste in it, and the brushes will ensure the collecting of the wastes from the fan system continuously.
So here comes the second phase, hydropower production section. हमारा जो प्रोजेक्ट है वो मल्टीपर्पज करता है. पहला तो गार्बेज क्लीन करेगा वो वाटर का, प्लस यहाँ पे वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस करे. कैसे, आइए देखते हैं. यहाँ पे टर्बाइन सेक्शंस होंगे जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को हमारा जनरेट करेंगे. अब जनरेट करने के बाद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हम कहाँ रख सकते हैं? यहाँ पे हमारा उसके लिए एक इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल्स होंगे 2 इस साइड, ताकि वो अप्रोक्सीमेटली हम लोग के कैलकुलेशन के हिसाब से जो 10 to 15 मेगावाट का एनर्जी क्रिएट होगा, इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी, वो यहाँ पे सेल्स में स्टोर हो जाएंगे, इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल्स में. उसके बाद हम ऐसा सोच सकते हैं कि ये डैम का भी काम कर रहा है. दैट इज डैम जो हमारा बनाए जाते हैं वो तो बेसिकली हाइड्रो पावर जनरेशन के लिए बनाए जाते हैं कि पानी से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कैसे बना सके. तो एक जनरल डैम बनाने में जितना आपका एक्सपेंसेस लगेंगे उतना में ये 2 to 3 माइल्स के अंदर 15 to 20 आपका सेटअप लग सकता है. यानी 15 to 20 कैलकुलेट करके आप सोच सकते हैं दैट इज 20 to 10, यानी ऑलमोस्ट एक एरिया में 2 to 3 माइल्स के अंदर 200 मेगावाट्स का एनर्जी अप्रोक्सीमेटली इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी बनेगा. ये हो गया. उसके बाद ये जो है डैम जो होते हैं बनाए जाते हैं वो इतना एक्वेटिक लाइफ पे इफेक्ट करते हैं, मगर ये एक्वेटिक लाइफ पे इफेक्ट नहीं करेंगे. उसके बाद गार्बेज क्लीनिंग के टाइम में इसको तो हम लोग दिन में 2 से 3 बार चला सकते हैं, मगर अगर जैसे किसी दिन गार्बेज ज्यादा रहा तो उसको और ज्यादा बार भी चला सकते हैं. उसके ज्यादा फेसेस में 5 to 6 टाइम्स भी चला सकते हैं. उसके बाद यहाँ पे प्रॉफिट हो रहा है हमें 50 to 60% का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बना के. और जो हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है वो सेल्फ इंडिपेंडेंट है, मतलब यहाँ पे सिर्फ हमारे पास 1 टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा, बाकी काम जो रहेंगे ये खुद कर लेंगे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से. The third phase is the simple one in which the whole hexagonal mechanism come to a position parallel to the river.
This phase is just a mandatory phase activated of shorter period of time in order to ensure that there is no interference in commercial transportation along the river.
पहला फ्लॉ में भी हो सकता है that how the model will sustain itself in a harsh climatic condition or severe river flow. तो इसके लिए जैसा मेरी फ्रेंड मिस अंजलि कुमारी ने बताया कि फेज 3 में कि ये जो मॉडल है वो एकदम रिवर के फेज 3 में पैरेलल हो जाएगा और वो रिवर के ऊपर आ जाएगा। और आप लोग ये भी जानते हैं कि जब जो ऐसा कुछ ज्योग्राफिकल फैक्टर है कि जब बारिश होता है या फिर बहुत ज्यादा क्लाइमेट स्टॉर्मी रहता है तो जो एक्वाटिक लाइफ्स होते हैं वो वाटर के डीप अंडर में चल जाते हैं, इसलिए उनको भी इससे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी।
आपके मन में ये भी फ्लॉ आ सकते हैं। एज पर द मैकेनिज्म वी कैन इजीली से that the system part is going to sunk inside the river for most of the time. This won't cause any problem to commercial transport. तो मैं आपको बता दूं, no, it won't cause any problem like this because in phase 3 the hexagonal mechanism would be at such a position parallel to the river. This is just a momentary phase which is activated for short period of time in order to ensure no interference in commercial transport along the river.
Coming to the system of construction, हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे कि जब हम यहाँ पे क्यूबॉइडल सिस्टम बिल्डअप कर रहे हैं उसमें जो हमारा 60 to 70% पार्ट होगा वो एक शीट से कवर होगा और हम रिवर के साइड एक सर्कुलर ट्रैक बनाएंगे जिसके थ्रू वाटर हमारा फ्लो होगा और हम उसके साइड में एक बेस भी बनाएंगे जो कि सेमीकट पीवीसी से बना हुआ है। एंड द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, हम रिवर के फ्लो के लिए यहाँ पे इमोशन टैंक का यूज़ करेंगे जो कि हमारा रिवर के अंदर फिट होगा एंड वो वाटर के अंदर इमर्स होकर प्रेशर बनाएगा जिसके वजह से वाटर में मूवमेंट होगा। एंड हम यहाँ पे इमोशन कॉप्स का भी यूज़ करेंगे। देन हम देखेंगे कि रिवर की जिस साइड से ओपन होगा, मीन्स रिवर जिस साइड से हमें दिखेगा उधर हमारा रोटेशन मैकेनिज्म होगा एंड द फर्दर प्रोसेस होते हैं।
So the last but not the least, हम यह बताना चाहते हैं कि our project is totally eco-friendly, which will not only help to solve the problem, but it also gives 30 to 50% profit, and it also creates a 10 megawatt energy per day.
We know you will have more doubt about this project. We want to solve your doubts with more innovative ideas like IoT and AI, and want to implement this project.
And will give us a further chance to implement this and make it more innovative. Thank you.
Hello everyone, let me take this opportunity to introduce myself. I am Soumendip Goswami and this is my friend, also my teammate.
Myself Sandip Samanta. We are students of class 11B of Kendriya Vidyalaya Fort William. Today we would like to introduce our project that is autonomous door-to-door garbage collector. So let's start with it.
Good afternoon. As a part of our curriculum prospect that encouraged us to promote toys as a tool for education, me, Aditya Naskar, and my friends Soumendip Goswami, Akash Das, Sandip Samanta, Sumiran Das, and Swara Chaudhary have come up with this autonomous door-to-door garbage collector. In this video, we will precisely talk about the operation, build and the reason why we choose this, and also what are the hurdles we overcame while making it and what we learned at the end of the day working together in a team. The world today is looking forward to smarter ways involving precise technologies in order to overcome any crisis. Well, when it comes to garbage collecting, the government and the concerned authorities face immense challenges in proper disposal of garbage, carving out concrete plans on waste management due to lack of space, poor urban planning, lack of human awareness, and so on and so forth.
Thanks Aditya, and now I would like to request Somadip Goswami to explain further about the project.
So yeah, thank you. This autonomous door-to-door garbage collector we built can offer to be a convenient solution as it will address particular residents to collect the entire waste of that particular house. So let us show you in a video. As we said, this robot is for individual houses whose operation largely depends on Arduino microcontroller. This robot is built on a wooden base of size 24 into 18 centimeter, which is powered by battery of 8 volt. The robot movement is controlled by programming of Arduino. The robot is designed to collect garbage along a programmed road having houses on each side, mostly cemented paths and smooth plains. This robot cannot be used on a muddy surface. Well, that is one disadvantage. But anyways, the robot is built in such a way, when it is started, it will move on a path defined in the program. So when any obstacle comes, depending on the condition applied in the program, the bot shall proceed with further motion, then robot shall pick up the garbage. The video considerably catches the operation and functioning of the robot, how it proceeds along a path and how it collects the waste. This entire project involved us gaining some hands-on knowledge of electrical circuits, motor, sensors and how they work in tandem with each other. We also went ahead learning some basics of robotics and programming. We are thankful to our school for giving us this opportunity to work as a team and formulate a piece of wonder which enhanced our acumen towards technology in a credible way. There was a lot of trial and testing. We did make mistakes, as a result of which the robot suffered delay in executing its performance. However, we did not lose hope, and all of us complimented each other's flaws and contributed enthusiastically towards the success of this project. We are highly motivated and look forward to more such tech-heavy opportunities in future. So let me show you this how this thing actually works. So as you all can see, this is the base model of our toy. So this actually consists of three main things, which are the Arduino, the sensors and the motor driver. So let me specify the functions of each. The Arduino basically is the brain. It basically controls all the thing here. Now coming to the motor driver. The motor driver is connected with 4 motors and it works as per the instruction given by Arduino. So the Arduino basically sends the instruction to motor driver and motor driver controls the 4 motors accordingly. Then coming at last at the sensors. So these are known as IR sensors, and these sensors there are 3 types of different sensors in this. One is a home sensor, as you can see here, and another is left sensor and a right sensor. Okay, so these sensors actually send the signal to Arduino that whether any object is blocking their path or no, or any house is nearby or not. So As you can see, the whole things work together. So now I would like to pass this explanation to my friend Sandip Samanto to explain further.
Thank you, Somadip. Now let us see. I'm going to just explain a little more. These are like IR sensor, as you know, my friend has already told you. So let me lift it up. So the IR sensors are actually infrared sensors, in which there are two balls you can see. One is for the transmitter, one is for the receiver. One like this one transmits the IR ray or IR lights, and this just receives them and give an output according. And the output directly comes to the Arduino Uno, which processes it and then gives the corresponding functions to the motor driver and all the other programs.
And
so let's see how this works.
So
this is our house sensor. So let's just suppose when it is working like this, and then a house comes which will sense by this, like the one bulb will be off.
And so actually when the house when the sensor detects there's a house nearby, it automatically stops without a human help. So you must be wondering that how will it again turn on, how it will again start automatically. So there is a delay provided to the home sensor. So whenever a home arrives, the home sensor will stop for only 5 seconds. We can actually change the delay as per the code.
As you can see, here is the code. We can let you go down. There's a whole bunch of codes given here. Like there's high, there's on, off, switch, and
basically
or a
everything.
bunch of things more.
So as you can see, this is the delay.
There's the delay. It's in milliseconds because Arduino supports only millisecond. So we can see it here 5000 milliseconds. It's the delay when will it turn off and when it will turn on.
Yeah. So basically the delay is for here we have given it for 5000 milliseconds, which is also 5 seconds. We can actually change it. So the home sensors will work accordingly as per the code. When a house arrives nearby, the code will as per the code, the house sensors will send the instruction to Arduino Uno to stop the motor driver for only 5 seconds, and again after 5 seconds it will turn on automatically and again will start to follow its path. And every time house appears, it will do the same thing like a loop. So basically this is the working of it.
And now I'm gonna tell you about the turn it will take, like a left turn or right turn.
Yeah.
So let's just turn on it and wait for the delay. Like 5 seconds delay we have given. Let's wait 5 seconds.
So
it's now 5 seconds.
So yeah, we are gonna watch
for this is working. And now let's suppose there's an object just in the right. So it will just move to the left. The left wheel will stop and the right will run like normal. Now we'll stop it. So it's only the right wheel is on and the left wheel just stop. So it will move to the left and the track is changing and the wheels are also moved to the left.
So that's basically everything of working right there. And so we are closing the working with this. So yeah.
I see Somadip. Now can you explain or describe the scientific principles it is following now?
Yeah, sure, I can describe. So this basically follows, actually this follows many scientific principles, and I'm going to explain like 3 of them. So basically the first one is the Lorentz law. The DC motor is the device which converts the direct current into mechanical work, as we all know. It works on the principle of Lorentz law, which states that the current carrying conductor plays in the magnetic and electric field experience of a force. So basically this explained the working of a DC motor in this. So as you can see, this is the DC motor. It is a geared DC motor we have provided to the circuit, also the toy. And second I'm gonna explain is rotational motion. We all know rotational motion, it works on the wheels. So gears and chains are mechanical parts that provide a mechanism to transmit rotational motion from one place to another with the possibility of changing it along the way. And third is a chemical reaction. It works it is the working principle of battery. It is oxidation and reduction reaction. We call oxidation and reduction reaction as the redox reaction, and that is the working the principle of a battery. A battery works on the oxidation and reduction of an electrolyte with metals as a result of the oxidation reaction. One electrode gets positively charged called cathode, and due to the reduction reaction, another electrode gets positively charged called anode. Dear viewers, at the end, I would like to say this on behalf of my team: Saindip Samanto, Sumiran Das, Sweta Chaudhary, Aditya Anaskar, Akash Das, and myself, Soumyadev Goswami, that we made this project to inspire people and to make them to take a leap towards science and technology. We had flaws, we did mistakes, but I assure you we will try to get perfect and make this project even more better. Well, I hope you all liked it, and also thanks for giving your valuable time.
Thanks to our class teacher,
Respected Ujjwal Banerjee sir,
as well as our principal, respected Kumar Thakur sir. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Yeah. And don't forget to sanitize, guys. Important during these times.
Everyone, I am Shrimoy Gon of class 8A. Today I am going to show an interesting way of learning how to protect ourselves from COVID-19. But I will be showing it by a puppet show. So let's start.
Hello everyone. Yes, of course, you have guessed right. I am a puppet, and today we will be discussing about the present situation of COVID-19. In today's world, COVID-19 cases are increasing rapidly. This is happening as people are not paying attention to the safety guidelines. There are huge crowds during occasions and the situation is getting worse. So, if we are affected by this virus, various symptoms can affect like dry cough, fever, diarrhea, aches and pains, etc. But don't worry, we will not be affected from this situation if we maintain various precautions. The most important precautions are wearing masks when we go outside, wash our hands with soap. Remember that we should not touch our eyes, nose and mouth. We should always take a tissue paper for coughing and sneezing. Okay, so we have learned about the symptoms and precautions of COVID-19. Remember, if we are affected, we should stay in isolation for 14 days. So stay home, stay safe.
So you have seen how the puppet has explained about the precautions and symptoms of COVID-19. So beware of coronavirus, stay home, stay safe.
Arghedip Mandal. I study in class 9D of Kendra Vidyalaya 4th Medium. Today, I am going to show you a project work that I have made. It is a project work of the topic how to make a toy into an educating tool. How we can promote a toy to an educating tool. So, I made a Eduoscope car. It is a very simple car. This can work very simply. When we move the car in forward direction, the roll of paper in which the formulas were written will also move. When move in backward direction, the formula of work will again move. Thus in this way, the Eduoscope car works. It is very simple. I use this thermocol sheet, some wooden sticks, a strip of paper in which all the formulas, postulates, axioms are written. Then I set up the wheel in such a way that when I am moving the car forward, then the backward pair of the wheel is opening up the roll of the paper, and the forward pair of the wheel is just winding up the paper, and it works vice versa and opposite when it was done in the backward direction. The front of the paper, the front pair of the wheel will open the paper, and the backward pair of the wheel will just wound up the paper like this. This is opening forward. You can see. And now, when I am taking it backward, it is also moving backward. You see? So, how you like it? Thank you.
Good evening. I am Sri Datta Chaudhary from class 6B, roll number 30. I am going to do a puppetry. The story on which I am going to do the puppetry is named Pret in the House by Ruskin Bond. It was grandmother who decided that we must move to another house, and it was all because of a Pret, a mischievous ghost who had been making life intolerable for everyone. In India, Prets usually live in peepal trees, and that's where our Pret first had his abode, in the branches of an old peepal which had grown through the compound wall and had spread into the garden on our side and over the road on the other side. For many years, the Pret had lived there quite happily without bothering anyone in the house. I suppose the traffic on the road had kept him fully occupied. Sometimes, when a Tonga was passing, he would frighten the pony, and as a result, the little pony cart would go reeling off the road. Occasionally, he would get into the engine of a car or bus, which would soon afterwards have a breakdown, and he liked to knock the solar topies of the heads of sahibs, who would curse and wonder how a breeze had sprung up so suddenly only to die down again just as quickly. Although the Pret could make himself felt and sometimes heard, he was invisible to the human eye. At night, people avoided walking beneath the peepal tree. It was said that if you yawned beneath the tree, the Pret would jump down your throat and ruin your digestion. Grandmother's tailor, Jaspal, who never had anything ready on time, blamed the Pret for all his troubles. Once, when yawning, Jaspal had forgotten to snap his fingers in front of his mouth, always mandatory when yawning beneath peepal trees, and the Pret had got in without any difficulty. Since then, Jaspal had always been suffering from tummy upsets. But it had left our family alone until one day the peepal tree had been cut down. It was nobody's fault except Of course, that grandfather had given the public works department permission to cut the tree which had been standing on our land. They wanted to widen the road, and the tree and a bit of wall were in the way, so both had to go. In any case, not even a ghost can prevail against the PWD. But hardly a day had passed when we discovered that the Pret, deprived of his tree, had decided to take up residence in the bungalow. And since a good Pret must be bad in order to justify his existence, he was soon up to all sorts of mischief in the house. He began by hiding grandmother's spectacles whenever she took them off. "I'm sure I put them down on the dressing table," she grumbled. A little later, they were found balanced precariously on the snout of a wild boar whose stuffed and mounted head adorned the veranda wall. Being the only boy in the house, I was at first blamed for this prank, but a day or two later, when the spectacles disappeared again, only to be discovered dangling from the wires of the parrot's cage, it was agreed that some other agency was at work. Grandfather was the next to be troubled. He went into the garden one morning to find all his prized sweet peas snipped off and lying on the ground. Uncle Cain was the next to suffer. He was a heavy sleeper, and once he had gone to bed, he hated being woken up. So when he came to the breakfast table looking bleary-eyed and miserable, we asked him if he wasn't feeling all right. "I couldn't sleep a wink last night," he complained. "Every time I was about to fall asleep, the bedclothes would be pulled off the bed. I had to get up at least a dozen times to pick them off the floor." He stared balefully at me. "Where were you sleeping last night, young man?" I had an alibi. "In grandfather's room," I said. "That's right," said grandfather, "and I am a light sleeper. I had woken up if he had been sleepwalking. It's that ghost from the peepal tree," said grandmother. "It has moved into the house. First my spectacles, then Ken's bedclothes, and after that your sweet peas. What will it be up to next, I wonder?" We did not have to wonder for long. There followed a series of disasters. Vases fell off tables, pictures came down the walls, parrot feathers turned up in the teapot, while the parrot himself let out indignant squawks in the middle of the night. Uncle Cain found a crow's nest in his bed, and on tossing it out of the window was attacked by 2 crows. When Aunt Minnie came to stay, things got worse. The Pret seemed to take an immediate dislike to Aunt Minnie. She was a nervous, easily excitable person, just the right sort of prey for a spiteful ghost. Somehow, her toothpaste got switched with a tube of grandfather's shaving cream, and when she appeared in the sitting room, foaming at the mouth, we ran for our lives. Uncle Cain was shouting that she had got rabies. 2 days later, Aunt Minnie complained that she had been hit on the nose by a grapefruit, which had of its own accord taken a leap from the pantry shelf and hurtled across the room straight at her. A bruised and swollen nose testified to the attack. Aunt Minnie swore that life had been more peaceful in Upper Burma. "We'll have to leave this house," declared grandmother. "I thought if we stay here much longer, both Ken and Minnie will have nervous breakdowns." I thought Aunt Minnie broke down long ago, I said. None of your cheek, said Aunt Minnie. Anyway, I agree about changing the house, I said breezily. I can't even do my homework. The ink bottle is always empty. There was ink in the soup last night that came from grandfather. And so, a few days and several disasters later, we began moving to a new house. 2 bullock carts laden with furniture and heavy luggage were sent ahead. The roof of the old car was piled high with bags and kitchen utensils. Everyone squeezed into the car and grandfather took the driver's seat. We were barely out of the gate when we heard a peculiar sound, as if someone was chuckling and talking to himself on the roof of the car. Is the parrot out there on the luggage rack? The query came from grandfather. No, he is in the cage on one of the bullock carts, said grandmother. Grandfather stopped the car, got out, and took a look at the roof. Nothing up there, he said, getting in again and starting the engine. I'm sure I heard the parrot talking. Grandfather had driven some way up the road when the chuckling started again, followed by a squeaky little voice. We all heard it. It was the Preth talking to himself. Let's go, let's go. It squeaked gleefully. A new house. I can't wait to see it. What fun we're going to have. Thank you.
Ha ha ha! We are coronaviruses. From where do you come from and why? We came from China and you human made us at laboratory of Wuhan in China. Ha ha ha! How do you infect us? I enter human bodies through their eyes, nose and mouth, and often that I settle in their throat. Throat? Ah, tell me what happens when you enter our lungs? In my ball-like figure, there are nail-shaped proteins. They stick to the cells in through, and then I multiply myself rapidly. Then when we reach the lungs, the healthy cells starts dying. Due to this, the lungs get filled with dead cells and liquids which make it difficult for humans to breathe. That leads to a decrease of oxygen in human blood, and with this, the lungs gradually stop functioning. You are dangerous. How can we protect ourselves from you? My mother can say, how can I protect you from, because my mom is a nurse.
Yes, beta. Keep your hand clean with soap and water frequently. Don't touch your mouth, nose, eyes unnecessary. Keep distance from infected pupil. Cover your mouth, nose when you sneeze or cough, and wear goggles to protect your eyes. Stay at home and avoid large gathering. Wear mask when need to go to outside. After return, you wash your clothes, shoes, hands, feet thoroughly. Use sanitize. Okay?
Hey Corona, you cannot touch me. Ha ha ha.
I am Shoham Mukherjee of class 8D, KV Fort William, and today I will be doing a science project on the topic Technology for Toys for Educational Purpose. Today I will be telling you about the reaction between sodium bicarbonate and acetic acid in the form of a simple volcanic eruption. So here you can see the volcanic crate I have made using earthen soil. Here inside it I have already kept 2 tablespoons of baking soda, a few drops of food coloring and washing up liquid. Now, I am going to pour 1 tablespoon of vinegar or acetic acid inside it. Kaboom! You see, volcanic lava in the form of carbon foam is pouring out from the crater. Now you must be wondering why this is happening. Let me explain. When sodium bicarbonate reacts with acetic acid, it forms sodium acetate. Some other products that are also formed during this reaction are water and carbon dioxide, which is coming out in the form of foam in the case of lava. Now, this is not only used to make this type of volcanic models, but it also plays a very important role in our lives. The carbon foam can be used as fire extinguisher as it cuts off the supply of oxygen from the fire. Hence, it can be used as a fire extinguisher. Thank you.
Good morning to respected Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, HM Ma'am, teachers and all my dear friends. I am Anushka Shah from Class 6A, roll number 6. This is my puppet show. Hi friends, you know who I am? I am the world's largest land animal. I have long trunks and large flappy ears and wide thick legs. I am in grayish to brown in color. And you know, I have 2 names. The common name is African elephant. The scientific name is Loxodonta africana. I am herbivorous. But friends, I have a problem. I am so much hungry. But you guess who I am? The answer is I am elephant. So I am so hungry. So bye bye friend. I am going to searching food. Thank you.
Namaskar. My pre-puja greetings to my teachers, school staffs and my classmates and dear friends. I am Shuraditya De from class 6A, roll number 28 of Kendriya Vidyalaya Fort William. I have made a clay model of rhino with 1 horn. It is mostly found in Assam and West Bengal in India. Now I am starting the shadowgraphy of rhino. Rhinoceratoidae family. Present day Indian and African rhino is only exist. But in past days Sumatran and Javan Borneo rhinos were alive, but due to poaching they have extinct. Rhino's horn is very precious. As per Chinese mythology, rhino's horn is very needful to build masculine power. Rhinos have very strong sense of hearing. They can be very ferocious and may kill a person to protect themselves. Rhinos are an herbivorous animal. Rhino can be found in India, in West Bengal and Assam, and in Kenya, in African continent. Bye. I have told aloud for knowing you about my life and my family. Thank you.
A very good day to all. This is the model of hydraulic lift that is made by few students of class 11B as named Aditi Haldar, the group leader, Aditi Gond, Sanjit Bag, Kanishka Chatterjee, Soham Mukherjee, Parnavi Chaudhary, Arsalan Zakir and Arif Hussain. So this model has the basic concept of hydraulic pressure used in movement of toy. The mechanism is just like as so.
Hello everyone, I'm Prajakta Das of class 8B of the school KV Fort William in Kolkata. I'm going to show you that the project I have made for the topic of promotion of toys as a tool for education. So I have made two projects according to the theme, that is technology for toys. So I have made these two games. This is the circle game and this one is the tic-tac-toe. So I am going to show you the mathematical concept behind these two games and what are the material used in both of these. So the first is this circle game. The geometric mathematical concept behind this game are the concentric circles. In concentric circle, the bigger the radius is, the bigger is the circle and its perimeter. Now this tic-tac-toe game. This tic-tac-toe game has 9 cubes and in all the cubes there is a cross and 0. So in this cube, this is the edge, this is the corner and this one is the face. And in this tic-tac-toe board, this one is the face, this is the edge and this one is the corner. So this game is also related to maths. So in this video, I want to tell you that all the games that are very familiar to us in everyday life includes mathematics.
I am Shayan Goa from class 7C. Today I am going to show my project that how it's working. So let's go. 1 square is equals to 1. 2 square is equals to 4. 3 square is equals to 9. 4 square is equals to 16. 5 square is equals to 25. Thank you.
Good morning, I am Aratrika Kaur from class 6B. Today I am going to represent my small tiny table fan. I made this table fan by using one motor, one battery in the bottom, 2 pieces of wires, a small fan and the cutout of bottle piece. When I attach these 2 wires with them, the fan starts moving. And when I detach these 2 wires, the fan stops moving. Thank you.
Of class 80 of Kendra Vidyalaya Fort William, roll number 315, is going to discuss about my Maths Social Science exhibition project. In this project, at first I have to explain that what is this. And this is squares. 1 square equals to 1, we know that. By this project we can see the projects in square. Like 2 square is 4, and then 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, like this. But here we can also discuss that what are the squares, like 6 square equals to 36, like this. And this is the project of mine, and by this wheel I can see. In this project we can see that there are 3 wheels. There are 3 wheels by which the paper of the square, these are the squares and these are the squares. They are like 8 square equals to 64. There is 1 but there is 1. Means this equals to this. And by which if we give pressure in this wheel, this will push these 2 wheels and the paper will rise up like this. So this is my project. Hope principal, vice principal and teachers will like it. Thank you.
Good morning, respected principal, sir, teachers and my dear friends. I am Sayyid Rasid Ali, class 9C. I have made a science project, a vacuum cleaner. Now I am showing how it's working. In vacuum cleaner, there is a motors and fan inside. It does the same job as fan. The motors, when the power by the batteries, rotated the fans and rotating nozzle. Any dust or live weight particles that come within a range of such nozzle pulls into a pipe is collected in the container. This is happen in the real vacuum cleaner. Thank you.
Hello respected sir and ma'am, all of you watching this video. I am Saptarshi Majumdar from Kendriya Vidyalaya Fort William, and our project is Smart Sanitizer. I would like to introduce my friends Saunabh Bhattacharjee and Mantrit Bar and Manojit Naskar. Now, this video will show the sanitization process, which will be automatic, and we are using ultrasonic sensor and as a mic.
Good morning, Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, all the teacher and my dear friend. I am Sneha Kumari of class 8C. Today I am going to show you my project. It is a spider, a model spider which is moved by vibration. The things that I needed to prepare it was DC motor, battery, wires, switch, safety pin, cardboard, paper pin, adhesive gum. This is a locomotive spider which moves on a plane surface. Now I am going to show you how it is work. Hope you like this video. Thank you.
Friends, myself Nangshu Banerjee of class 8D KV Fort William Kolkata is going to present a science experiment which is based on magnetism. So let us start with the effect of magnet on another magnet. So let us start. When we bring a north end of magnet closer to the another north end, it repels because they are like poles. And when we bring the north end of magnet closer to the south end of magnet, it attracts. It attracts because they are unlike poles. And when we try to attract a needle, it attracts. It attracts. See, it attracts. And it has been temporarily magnetized. It will attract another alpine. See, it has been attracted. This process of magnet is known as induced magnetism. And when we remove the needle, it will loses its magnetic property. And when we suspend a magnet freely, it will always points in the north-south geographic north-south direction. See. Yes, this is the north direction and this is the south direction. Thank you. Thank you all.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Anuta Vipari from class 6B is going to present my word game of synonym and antonyms. Synonym: enormous, huge, and finish. Garbage, trash. Respect, honor. Now I am going to show you the word game of antonyms. Opposite, same. Past, present. Rich, poor. Best, worst. Thank.
Dear students and respective teachers, I am Arpan Basu from Kendriya Vidyalaya Fort William, studying in class 11 Science Section B. My topic is promotion of toys as a tool for scientific education. I have prepared two projects. And my first one is this elastic band powered card. For this kind of toy, I have taken two ice cream sticks and some wooden sticks and this kind of straws. I have cutted it from a single long straw. Firstly, I have taken these two ice cream sticks and attached it by this in the front end with the help of a Fevicol. You may use any type of strong glue. I have used it here, Fevicol, and then I have to attach this small stick at the front side. Then at the back side, I have also have to attach this type of small stick, and then I have to take also 4 bottle caps and this kind of straw I have to attach in between them like this. And then I have to insert a middle stick inside this straw and fix two these wheels on this side and same by the other side and same on the other side. Here also I have taken these two small straws and fixed it by with the help of a Fevicol and inserted a long stick here and fixed two wheels. Here for design I have attached this elastic band, and for the weight I have taken 2 batteries and fixed it here with the help of loop. Then I can use it as a toy with the help of a rubber band. I have taken here one rubber band and by this like this I am rotating in the reverse direction, and with the energy created in the opposite direction, it will move in forward like this. So this is totally an eco-friendly project. I have taken very low costed things, and all these bottle caps are of low cost and anyone can prepare it at home. Just the mechanism is that I have taken this rubber band and fixed its one side at the front end and the another side at this the stick I have attached at the back one at this and one at that. Then I have rotated the wheel in the reverse direction, and due to the potential energy created in the opposite direction, it forces the car to move in the forward direction. So it is moving, and for that weight, so that it move, I have taken these two batteries, and it can be used as a toy for little children. As many little children may be bored at home because of this pandemic situation. All children may be bored at homes, and it is also not possible for any guardian to buy toys from crowded markets, so it can be easily prepared at home. And by this property of elasticity, it can also be used as a moving car.
Good evening, respected Principal Sir, Vice Principal, and my dear teachers. I am Shamudi Mukherjee from class 8C. Today I make a toy telephone regarding science exhibition. This is a toy telephone. Through this we can hear, we can speak through this, and the other person has to hear from this. We can see that the sound can travel through this thread to our ears. Thank you.